everybody, and welcome to Lunch Money. I am your host, Gina Savage. I'm joined with comedian and co-host, Christy Miller, and we are your lunchtime, noon, daytime comedy talk show and more. And yeah, cough up your lunch money. We talked about that last week. I thought cough up under the COVID conditions might not be the best slogan, but your thoughts, Christy?
I say cough. Cough up all your fucking money. I want every COVID dollar I could get my grimy white trash claws on. Oh, grrr.
Oh, girl.
There you go.
So, yeah, I have to go. It's like in the guttural back of the throat.
Like
there.
what? Like a vulture?
Hi, look, they're already annoyed. They're tuning out. Hi, no. Do we have any callers yet? We'll talk about that later.
Caller, are you there?
What is that?
Caller, are you there? Caller.
Yes.
Hey,
caller?
You caller, you brought her. Woo.
Woo, honey. What is that garb you're wearing exactly?
What do you?
What is this little garb? It's clothing. Are you a nun? Is that a habit? What's
this? No, it's a hoodie. Hey, it's a habit. I have a habit.
It looks like a habit for someone that would not have a habit.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Listen, I'm now a priest. I am now a priest because I don't have a comedy job anymore. So I become a priest so I could sleep with little boys. Huh?
Weren't you doing that anyway prior to the priest thing?
Caller, are you there? Caller, are you there? Caller,
are you there?
All right, here, I'm gonna unzip it.
Oh, there we go. There she is. Hello.
Oh, look at me. Oh, ooh, risque. This is now. We are now in my OnlyFans account.
Your OnlyFans account. What's you have what is an OnlyFans account? What is that?
You don't know what OnlyFans is?
No, I don't know. Should I set that up? What is that?
Yes, OnlyFans is a porn site. It's kind of like a Pornhub thing, but it's for porn stars to do private shows and take pictures or send videos for fans, and they pay to be on it. And apparently, because of the pandemic, a lot of female comics have signed up their cute little accounts and are getting naked for dollars.
Wait, comedians, is that male and female, or female only doing the OnlyFans thing, whatever that is? I have no idea what that is, but so they're doing that?
No idea if there's male, but I wouldn't be surprised.
They can't get dollars via Patreon like what we're gonna try to do?
No, because we're gonna do Gatreon. Let me go.
At the rate I'm going,
yeah,
I might as well be Gatreon.
Listen. If I went on OnlyFans, they would actually have to change the website name to OnlyFan.
Oh, yes, we have one OnlyFan, and it was Costa.
Yeah,
Costa watch our last show, our premiere Lunch Money Cough It Up episode?
I'm sure he did.
It is
Costa's everywhere. Costa, if you're there. Costa, are you there? Costa? Are you there?
How's your sound?
It actually sounds.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So
see, that's why we need your Patreon dollars, so that we don't have issues with sound. So we're not gonna hit you up for that right now, but just know that that's in the works. It's in the making, because we can't afford this set.
The rent here is insane.
I mean, and I actually dressed up for a
look at you.
fake set. Yeah, I dressed up. I said, maybe I should,
well, you wore those. Yeah.
Knock it up a notch. Knock it up a notch.
Turn it up a notch. Turn it up.
I'm getting so old. I don't even know what the expressions are anymore. I'm gonna
punch it up a notch.
I'm gonna punch it up.
Well, you've been at that pool too long with your neighbors.
Yeah. The pool. Okay. So here's a couple things I learned at the pool. So as you know, as if you've tuned in last week, but you know that Christy is a New York-based comic, and I am a now Florida-based talent booker. But I go down every day after I have a cup of coffee and get my head on straight. I go and do some laps at the pool, and thus I am meeting many people at the pool. The pool people, we call them.
The
But
pool people.
like, you know, when people used to meet at the water cooler in the office, I'm meeting these folks 6 feet socially distanced away from me in the pool. But they say now that the pool people say, well, I think the COVID numbers are up to 55,000 now. But they also say that they
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, queen. Yes,
Yeah,
COVID.
55.
Yes, girl.
We got to beat the record. We got to beat the record. Apparently, we got to beat the record.
Hey, we have to win at something. And if we win at deaths, then we win. Right?
We make America in COVID numbers.
No, make America dead again. Huh?
Huh? Okay, we just lost our Republican viewers. But anyway, because I try to
All
keep
one
it
of them?
yeah. No, for Jew. Okay.
Hey, sweetie, you put the Jew in juvenile. Let me go.
I do. Ask any Jewish person, they will say she's how old? She's juvenile. She's juvenile. Yes, I do put the Jew in juvenile. But the pool people say that they have read reports, because I don't know where they get their reports, but apparently it's now they think that COVID is attaching. I don't even know. It's attaching to certain blood types.
Yeah.
Like some blood types are immune. I don't quote. I don't even know where the quote source would be, except for the pool people.
Do you have a blood type?
I don't. I thought it was O. Then somebody told me it was AB something. I don't know. It's Abby normal.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3.
You're not getting COVID, see? So you're gonna be okay. I don't know. But
At Lauderdale
I
by
been
the sea.
sick, knock on wood, for the last year and a half. So, just mentally ill, but and aren't we all a little bit?
A little? I'm a lottle.
Just a touch of mental illness, a little bit.
Well, my blood type is the Rock, and because that's my blood type, honey.
Blood type. We were gonna do. Yeah, he is your blood type. I guess if I had a blood type, it would be Gerard Butler, because he's a sober dude and he does good deeds, but he's married. Thanks, Gerard, for taking yourself off the market just when I was back.
Listen, The Rock is married. Gerard is married. You're not going to get buttled. I'm not going to get rocked.
I'm not going to get butlered.
Butler.
That's a new expression. What's the name of that app?
OnlyFans.
All right. So do we have any idea what comedians are on that? I just want to go back to that.
I don't know, but I don't know. I'm guessing, but I have no idea who is. So we have to troll. Anybody out there watching, if you know any stand-up comics that are on OnlyFans, please DM us and tell us, because I'm dying to know. I've only heard that they've been doing it, and I need names just so I could feel better about myself. Or not, or maybe feel uglier, because maybe they're really hot, because
do we have any callers?
Telling jokes, caller, are you there? Because telling jokes isn't pretty, so maybe we are. I don't know. What do you do? Spread your legs? Ha ha, that's my closer? No, that's my opener. Thank you, I'm here.
It used to be, back in the day that, that women couldn't be heard if they were pretty. It's so odd, like the way
women couldn't be funny if they were pretty. You weren't allowed to be funny.
So you had to hide your attractiveness, and now we see that with certain comics that are doing very well. That's not the case, but it's ridiculous, really. Women aren't heard no matter what. So no, I'm kidding, but it's hard enough. Like whether you look one way or another, it should just be on the merit of what you're doing. No?
Oh yeah. No, if I looked a certain way, I would be famous by now. But because I look the way I do, it's held me back. But now I just don't care anymore. I don't care.
Well, we all have to do what we think is best. And to that end, I want to talk about, what the main issue of the day is, and then I'll tell you what's going on with me. But
definitely. So speaking of people dying, Dangerfield is no longer with us. The comedy institution, Dangerfield on 61st and 1st is gone.
It's tragedy. It's tragedy, but I do know that they plan on reopening somewhere else. We'll talk about that in a minute. But I did not work there. One of the few clubs I never worked at. But I did perform there. I know you performed there.
Hmm.
Did
Quite a
you
bit.
get booked through Julius Donat
It's
Kim
Danae.
Donat? Danae?
Danae.
Danae.
Yeah.
But do
Yeah.
not, do not, do not, do
Yeah.
not. Well, that's what I
Julius.
thought.
Yeah. Well, Julius actually unfriended me on Facebook, which I think is genius, and then unfollowed me on Instagram. That was great. So whatever I did, he could go
I,
fuck himself. But
I don't,
he
well,
was the
and,
one that actually started getting me to go over there.
yeah, he got me over there,
Hmm.
uh, you know, in a very professional way.
Yeah.
No, truly, it was but whatever. I love Kim, and she's terrific, and they have their own style. However, I
Oh, I
did,
love Kim. I love
yeah,
Kim.
no, but I'm
Her
just being
husband is
polite
left to be
here.
desired, but
I'm being polite.
yeah.
But
Should you
but
though?
I will say that had it not been for him, I think I performed there 3 times, and it's the kind of stage where the history, you feel that history, minus some elements of the place, but you feel that history, and I don't know, it informs how you respond to the stage. At least it did for me as an actress. It informed me.
It
Yes,
informed you?
it
That's
informed
hot.
me. I took it in. I took in everything. It actually, you felt like you could be great. That's and the I don't know, something about the setup there does make you feel like, no matter, I mean, if you're confident, like I didn't have great material, but I was confident in its shitty delivery. I was still confident in it, and people were receptive. I think it's a room that you could work with in a way
Oh,
that I didn't feel you could work with in other rooms, if
yeah.
that makes sense.
Oh, absolutely. That there was a
Mhm.
magic in that room. I mean,
Yeah,
the dark 70s wood paneling, all across that made it look dark
right.
like your creepy grandpa's basement, like the
Mhm.
man cave. And like if you'd sit in the basement and had that really shitty shag carpeting and it had wood paneling, and you would sit there and watch like, television with your creepy uncle or grandpa. That's what it
Mhm.
reminded me of. But it was so great. And those shitty seat cushions on the bench seats that the springs were sticking up out of them and they were cum
Mhm.
stained. Half the
Yes.
time
Yeah.
I think I got 3 STDs, pregnant twice, and I was on heroin at one point from sitting on those one
I
night.
don't know. I just felt like it was like harkening back to that an era that, like, I don't know, like
When
I just
comedy was
walked it,
great.
like it was it's like a Twilight Zone feeling going in there.
Oh my
It's just
God,
like,
totally. Like Rod
uh,
Serling. It's not
yeah, it's
Chario, it's Rod Serling.
poor Chario. I didn't know him, but you just knew
I
that guy.
loved
Like,
him.
he had
I
walked some
loved me some
steps.
Chario.
Yeah.
I loved Chario. He passed away like 2 weeks into the shutdown, was it? He
Uh,
died of a heart attack. He was in his 90s, but that place kept him alive.
can you
Chario,
describe to our viewers what he looked like?
Chario, he was like a 300, he was probably the very first Italian man born on planet Earth. Like he escaped from Pompeii
He
and
had
he
like
was
did
frozen.
he have like whitish hair? Like his
He
hair
had
was white.
white hair,
Yeah.
just a grill that only a crackhead could love. He chain smoked, he didn't take care of himself, but
And he
that
didn't,
job,
he
and
looked like somebody that just pulled no punches,
no,
like,
he didn't
or
give a
punch
fuck.
lines.
He was the type of guy that was like the Statler and Waldorf, in
Mhm.
the Muppet
Yeah,
Show,
yeah, the Muppets.
rolled into one. If he was a
Yeah,
chain smoker,
yeah.
angry, wannabe comic. And I used to, that dude was there since the first day Dangerfield's opened. He's been waiting tables there. So he's
Yeah.
been there since like 50 years.
Yeah,
And
he's seen some things. Yeah.
he's seen everything.
Hmm.
And I used to love like closing the show and he'd be getting the checks. He's deaf and he's old, he's loud. It's like, oh, here comes the fossil, oh, hey, I went up and said, hey, Chario, Mama's down the street. You better get back on display.
Yeah, he
We
was a
used to
fixture.
banter. He
Yeah,
loved it. I used to
yeah,
fuck with him from the stage, and he would yell at me, "The fuck you!" And we would banter, and the crowd thought it was real. We're screaming, laughing in the back. He
right.
loved it. I always made him a part of my set at the night, and then I would make him tell some jokes. Sometimes I would make him tell a joke, And he and I got along like two peas in a pod. And he was so good to me there. Like everybody hated him or was scared of him or thought he was weird. He was such an icon in that building. Like he's such a
Mhm.
huge part of Dangerfield's. And I knew it when he passed away. It really broke my heart because he was such a sweet soul. And I knew when he was gone, I'm like, up, some Dangerfields ain't gonna last.
Well, it's yeah. I mean, it's sad, but you know, he was a fixture, and anyone in comedy who performed there knows him, and it's just like it's tragic that it's like you know, I don't know how Dangerfields is really doing pre the COVID situation. I know a lot of businesses in New York. I mean, it's different down in Florida. They're having a good old time down here. I mean, you would not know. I was in Delray Beach. To digress for a second, I was in Delray. It's like the village. It's like it looks like a village, and it's lit up like, and they're wearing their masks. I mean, albeit they're wearing it on their, like they wear them and they have them around their neck.
Of course
You
they
know?
do because of the trach, you know, because that's where they're breathing. How are you?
Yeah.
I live in Florida. I'm in Delray Beach.
But
I gotta cover
it's
up my trach with a mask.
it's a whole different vibe down
Have
here.
you heard this joke before?
Uh, it's a whole different thing. I mean, people are just you know what it is. Florida's like, it's hot. We just can't.
Well,
I mean,
Florida's
that's really, we can't. They're fed up. They're fed up, and it's an equal. The pool people would say, you know, because we have a heated pool and we have a non-heated pool, and depending on who gets there first, the Republicans will dominate the heated pool, and then us, you know, the Democrat. Well, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm an independent, but some of us. I mean, I can play both sides of the aisle because I'm neutral in matters in terms of discussion.
I'll be in the heated pool, and that's where I'm gonna fucking be. You know, the Dems are all in the non-heated pool because we're docile and everybody's great, and it's still a pool. Don't judge the pool because it's cold. You have to accept it.
Listen, you can give me all the arguments for you know, and they could all be true. Everything they say could be true. Like, you just look at what Trump does, not what he says. I'm like, no, I have to hear what he says, and I don't like what I hear, and that's that. And you know what? If it's the old way and it's a shitty old way, I'll take the shitty old way over here and this guy for another 4 years. I'm impartial, though.
Yeah.
I'm impartial.
I just look at him and go, monkey see, monkey do. Is that a song?
Share. Yeah, the two shares. That's the second name of this show.
We're share and share alike.
Share and share alike. The new noon. Lunch money. Cough it up.
Exactly.
Cough it up. So yeah, but it's unfortunate with Dangerfields, that's for sure, and a lot of other.
You and Dangerfields, girl.
You and Dangerfields, girl.
Okay. Okay, here's a bet, and I'm sure your bet was on this too.
Okay.
Who saw Dangerfields closing before the comic strip?
I did not see that, because I would say easily the last 5 years, and you know, no disrespect to comics.
Huge disrespect.
No disrespect to the comic strip, but you know, I had heard for a long time that like they're not getting the audiences, and there are a lot of great people that play there and go there and, you know, bumps life back in, but I wondered what was going on with that. So yeah, I would have taken that bet versus Dangerfields, because I knew Dangerfields, you know, they had the prom gigs, and I think that sustained them for a long time. I think that really helped them, but not with COVID.
But also, Tony owns that building where Dangerfields is.
Right. Well,
Richie doesn't own the comic strip. He leases that property.
Well, everybody's down on their luck. I mean, I don't know what's going on. There's reasons. There's real estate reasons why he might have to do what he has to do. There's just,
why don't those two idiots combine forces and call it Dangerfield Strip?
Because they're not going to do that. Because no matter what, egos are involved. Okay. So, yeah. So
stop it. Egos in comedy? Get out of here.
Speaking of egos, segue. I'm in Florida, you know, that I'm trying to, you know, because Florida's open. In case you didn't know, it's open. You know, throwing caution to the wind over here. And since it's open, although we do wear masks, and people are social distancing, but really, like, you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know. It was so busy the other night. You wouldn't know. And, you know, if there were cameras, people would be like, you know, up in arms about it. But I'm producing a show at a venue
Yeah.
that has, you know, nice seating, space seating. The venue is Gatsby's Joint. And
Yay. Where's it
my
at?
first, it's in Fort Lauderdale. It's on November 5th at 7:30. Tickets are available on Eventbrite. This is me hawking it up. But it's going to be great. I mean, I've got Kyle Grooms, Freddie Stebbins, Cynthia Ann Jane,
And Zach. Zach is
and
coming?
Zach McGovern, who just happens to be in town, and that's a gift. So it's going to be a really fun show, and I'm going to have the pool people are coming. My
Pool people.
well, I have a very because you know what, I'm very, you know, I can play both sides and
Listen,
in a good way. You know,
I can't
so I'm
wait
very excited.
until this motherfucker's out of office so we can go back to not making politics our entire life.
You know, it's
This, you know,
just,
and just go back to being
I can't
people.
look away because every day, like remember we talked about last week, like we were going to call a show Now What, because now what, like literally every day I get 55,000 and now the Europe is going up and I can't stop. And then I hear facts about Trump and then Biden and then like what to believe, what news source that should you follow to get the facts, you know, it's really a lot. CNN, the end. Okay.
New York one.
I'm not in New York. I don't think they have a Florida version of that, but they should.
They do. It's called the New York One Spectrum app. It's also called ny1.com.
Hey, what's the deal? Didn't some man scale a building the other day?
Yeah.
What was that all about?
His TikTok video.
Is that what that was for?
No, he was just crazy. He just wanted to. He was climbing
just
the
good
building.
old-fashioned crazy.
And the funny thing is that bystanders were like, some dude climbing the building. So they call 911 because, like, you're supposed to, because it's against the law to climb the New York Times building.
Right.
I mean, there's other ways to get in the paper, sweetie. Hi, cut to I was in the New York Times. You know, hi, they did an article on me.
Yeah, he's climbing the Times and he's in the New York Times.
Climb every mountain.
Oh my God.
So he's climbing up. So they call 911 and they go, oh, he's just a worker. He goes, there is not one piece of scaffolding thing, or, you know, what is those things called that they pull them, the window washers, you know?
Yeah, that thing.
The window washer
the thing.
holder
I call
thing.
it the thing. I call everything the thing. That's the thing. That's, you know,
it's the window washer
scale the thing.
holder. It holds the window. So it's a window washer holder. You know, there was no equipment.
Apparatus.
Nothing. Yeah, exactly.
My father would say, well, it's this kind of apparatus.
It's an apparatus.
It's apparatus. Who's used the word apparatus? You know what word? Speaking of words, because that was another thing we were going to do.
Yeah, that'll be for the Patreon.
Yeah, but we were going to do this thing, and you know what word pops up all the time other than tremendous? Everything's tremendous from
tremendous.
Trump. The word efficacy. Every time the efficacy of the vaccine, the efficacy of this and that. I had never heard the word efficacy more than the last, I would say, 5 months at least of efficacy.
Well, the efficacy of you hearing this word
is that it's stuck in my brain. It's very effective.
It's stuck in
efficacy.
The efficacy of you hearing this word is stuck in that apparatus of yours.
Darlings, the efficacy, first of all, efficacy is you know, how do we say? I don't know what country I'm from, but the efficacy, I need to talk to Melania.
You sound like you're from that country. What's that country? The
Darlings.
White House.
Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of stuff coming up. I like to watch the news. You know, I just like to get those.
I don't.
Various points of view. Trump or not Trump. The end.
No, I can't listen to his voice. No, I can't. I just watch dodo videos of aminos being adorable, and I was watching Yankee games until they blew it, and you know, because there was a whole. How many games do we have this season? Like 8. Like, come on, this is even a season. And
no, but did we?
The Giants won today, finally, barely by a point, and then they almost blew that lead. Like, I would blow the whole entire team if I was allowed in the locker room. Quick.
Yeah, you would. you got to get an OnlyFans account just for them.
Yeah, I got to get an only hoe.
Only the jet. Wait, only the
only fan.
only fan. Costa. Do we have a caller?
Caller, are you there?
Caller. Caller right
Caller?
there.
Efficacy, are you there?
That's
Efficacy.
going to be the, efficacy, the
That's gonna be
efficacy
my
of this show.
that's my name on OnlyFans. Efficacy, girl.
Efficacy girl.
Actually, I'm gonna be Hefficacy. Okay.
Oh my God. So there's a lot going on. And, but I have to say, because from where I've been
Mhm.
and where I'm going, I realize I can't work for anybody but myself, right? Based on my own, in order for me to grow through all the experiences that I've had and through I know if I do something myself, I can either take the credit or the blame, right? I'm my only person to be responsible to,
Yep.
and to the audience. And it's a show that I never have to hear, you shouldn't have booked so-and-so or this or that, you know, and I might have to hear that maybe, you know, the owner
No,
of
you won't.
Gatsby's is absolutely great. He
No,
seems
you
pretty
won't.
open to, you know, just the whole idea of like, you know, the top-notch talent that's coming there. And
Listen.
so I'm excited, you know, and
Excuse me, COVID.
God bless COVID. Cough it up.
COVID up.
Lunch money.
COVID
Cough
up.
it up.
COVID up.
You
COVID
know,
up.
there was this guy that I was getting my car repainted for, you know, because it needed to be repainted. That's a whole other story, but it needed to be repainted. And the guy was like a really cute, like auto body, the owner of the auto body place.
Right.
You know, all these auto body guys, you know, like Joey Buttafuoco, remember him? They're all like so charming.
I was
For some
friends with
reason,
Joey Buttafuoco. I was
I met
really
him
good
actually.
friends. Really
He's
good friends
really,
with him.
he's oddly, bizarrely charming. Like
He's
his charisma is, and
it's
I don't find him attractive, but when I met him in 1990, whatever, he was very charismatic. So I totally get why that happened,
yeah.
you know?
Him and
But,
Mary Jo were good friends of mine when they came to LA. Like we met at a show and
right.
bonded, and they'd go to every single show. Every time I had a spot, they would show up. We'd hang out at the Rainbow together. You know, we
Mhm.
did a whole bunch of shit. I would do these little shit shows, and they would just show up because they love. You know, they were really nice people, and I'm like, yeah, I see why she got shot in the head because there's.
Oh, but getting back, but this, yeah, it
All
was
right.
very interesting. Such a bizarre moment in my life, that moment, because like, you know, it's so tabloid, and then you're meeting this person in real
Yeah.
life and he's just as what you would expect him to be. But
Yeah.
but this guy who was like, you know, handling like the auto body shop that was painting the car,
Yeah.
no, he was like he had apparently worked special ops, right? And
Of
like he
course he
looked
did.
like well, he looked really great, right? So he's talking to me, I'm like, this guy's really, he seems handsome and everything. And but he
Then you
said,
saw
you
his
know,
pickup
I got,
truck with
well, no,
18
then
Trump flags
he
on
goes,
it.
I got some information about the Corvid. The Corvid. The
Is that a
Corvid.
car? Is that a car?
Well, if only it would have been, but it just like the whole mystique was like, okay, well, when is my car going to be ready?
When is my
The Corvid.
Corvid going to be ready?
Hashtag the Corvid.
Corvid.
Yeah,
The Corvid.
Corvid.
That's
Yeah.
all right. Wendy Williams tried to pronounce it carnivores. That's how she pronounced it. Carnivores. No,
Remember that
bitch, you
time
are
she sort
not
of passed out?
that country. Carnivores.
Yeah. Do you remember when she sort of passed out? That was a whole
Oh,
thing.
I remember. I still have the GIF. I have it on loop. It's like my favorite thing to watch.
What was happening there? I was like, wow, she looks, I mean, it looked dangerously bad. Like she really looked like she was.
She you know, she
You know,
probably,
was that when she was breaking up with the husband? Because
yeah.
I could
She was
relate to
going through a
that.
lot. Yeah, she was going
Yeah.
through a lot at that moment.
You know,
Yeah.
props to her because she really busted her ass. And
Literally.
yeah. You know, he was by her side, and I know he like, you know, had his issues, but because I know.
Well, I
But
remember when I was working with
but
Paul
she
Mooney.
toughed it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back in the days at Caroline's when I was working with Paul Mooney, one of these kids that started like doing merch for Paul after the shows
Mhm.
was interning on her show, on the radio show. And he said that husband is a piece of fucking shit. He would like, they would fight all the time. He was cheating on her. He was fucking like her like a secretary or
Ugh.
somebody like that. And she caught him. It was like some crazy fucking shit. It was some
You
like
know,
Real Housewives shit. And
it's
she
really,
stayed with him.
yeah.
Dumb.
Yeah. Well, because you, in my own experience, you want love can change And even the strongest of us, and I consider myself one of them, has fallen victim to the belief that people can change. And the only person you can change is yourself. And hopefully you change for the right reasons. So that said, I am producing in Florida. I am of sound mind.
What is the name of your, we'll plug the social media for it and the website.
Okay, so I have a website, which I have to tell you, this really shocked me that, you know, it's the Sunshine State. People do comedy shows here all the time. Did you think anybody would have thought to purchase the domain name Sunshine State Comedy? It seems like Al Martin's a great example. It's New York Comedy Club when he owned it. I mean, it's New York Comedy Club. That's what it is, New York Comedy Club. Sunshine State Comedy is wherever I produce a show, I have the domain name sunshinestatecomedy.com. We have a show here, we have a show there, we have da-da-da.
Fucking brilliant.
Sunshine State,
it's brilliant.
Right? So that's me. The show is Sunshine State Comedy, and it's going to be at Gatsby's, as I mentioned, in Fort Lauderdale on November 5th. Tickets at Eventbrite. There's a Twitter account. I couldn't get the whole Sunshine State Comedy for the Twitter because I think it has to be 15 characters. So it was Sun State Comedy, fine. Sun State Comedy on Twitter. And then on Instagram, it's Sunshine state and then comedy, like there's that break or whatever, that little, but it's still there. It's Sunshine State Comedy on Instagram. I'm running all these things, and you know, I imagine that if the first one goes well, I'll produce more and establish myself down here as a producer, which is fabulous because then I don't have to worry about anything other than, you know, the marketing aspects of the show. Like booking it is, you know, I'll get to know more and more. Yeah, I know
booking the show is easy when it comes.
I've been putting on shows since I'm 12. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, you've been working in the comedy club since you were 12.
Yeah. Well, I've been putting on shows since 6th grade. That's what I
yesterday.
Do. Yeah. I mean, you know, you wouldn't know it to look at me how absolutely ancient I am, but I'm up there and I'm maintaining.
Listen, the efficacy of
my beauty products is amazing.
See, that's a callback, kids. That's what we call a callback in stand-up.
It is a callback. So what's going on with you? Because I know we don't have a lot of time.
Well, it's actually Christy and Lisa JC Best is going to premiere this week for sure on govsradio.com. And they stream on 4 different platforms. I don't know, but supposedly it's Wednesday at 9:30. I'm trying to get a different spot because we agreed at 9 o'clock, but there was a miscommunication with the scheduler. So we're working on that, but it's probably this Wednesday at 9:30 p.m. on govsradio.com. And you can, I'll post those links on YouTube after they're aired, like the next day on my YouTube channel, Christy Miller Comedy. On my social media on Instagram is at Christy Miller Official, because there's a Christian book series called Christy Miller Series. So you can imagine if you Google my name.
Well, they'll see that nun outfit.
I want a Christian. Yeah, this is for the book and this is for the stage.
Exactly. That's good.
And then Twitter, I'm at Bitchy Slambora.
Bitchy Slam. Why did you do that actually?
Because when I played roller derby, my name was Bitchy Slambora. You know, shot to the heart, and you're to blame. So
wow.
Back in 2008, 2007, they wanted us to get, like when Twitter first came out, right when Twitter hit, the league made us get Twitter handles.
Okay, that makes sense.
And I've had it ever since.
Because you know, that'd be fun to maybe like when we get Patreon and we can like put other things and like pop-up videos. Do you have video of your time as a roller derby gal?
I don't, but I'm sure I can get footage from the archives.
Okay, David Juskow does Dave?
Sure.
Dave Juskow, ladies and gentlemen. We'll move on from that. We'd have more luck.
You're going to remember, I don't know people's real names. I just know their derby names.
Oh, do you know his
derby name? Was he Lefty Leibowitz?
Yes, I think that's what he was. Yes. I think he was Lefty Leibowitz.
Lefty was there since the beginning. So Lefty probably still has stuff, and so does Corn Dog.
It might be him.
But that's Lefty Leibowitz is David Juskow.
Yeah. I mean, it would be so great
to see some of that stuff.
It is great. You know, I was thinking about, being in Florida and, shows here and whatnot. And I know like Al comes down here. I would like to just touch
Al's
base
there
with
now. I'll
Yeah, I'll
just
touch
stop there
base with
now.
him. And maybe if he's in town, maybe he'll, we can, chat. But I know Sheba comes down a lot,
Yep, Shiva Mason.
and hopefully I'll get her on one of these shows down here. It'd be nice to see her.
And then I'll come down and visit you, and we'll do some shows. And
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
you're like,
So
yeah, except for
it's
you.
all good. Yeah. No, I'm excited because no. Oh, and I didn't even tell you. See, this is
What?
when you start doing things that you feel are like they're momentum building things. Like you're on the right track. So this
Yeah.
happens, and then that happens. Things come in from different. So a good friend of mine who lives here and has lived here for a number of years. She is becoming the general manager of I feel like Steve Carell.
And close. And
She is
close.
becoming a GM of an event space that is now going to have an outdoor theater. So I can
Ooh.
bring comedy. Hopefully I can bring comedy to that. That's my friend Susan.
Yeah. Oh, we could do big shit there. We could
We
do
can do
some
some big
big,
shit. We can do
big
some big
fun.
shit. So
Big
that's on
fun.
the it's on the DL for all the Facebook people and YouTube people. It's on the DL for the 200 or so folks that are going to listen to this. But hopefully it builds, and that's the whole point of the whole thing.
Yeah.
But the
Oh, it's
momentum is
beautiful.
building.
Yes,
Blah
it
blah
is.
blah. Segue efficacy.
Efficacy.
The
Well, the
efficacy
efficacy of wrapping up this show is
exactly.
really.
It's happening now. Okay.
Well, I just want to thank everybody for tuning into our second episode of
Yes.
Lunch Money with
Thank
the
you.
beautiful, talented Gina Savage and me, Christy Miller. # strongest female comedian.
Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be back next week. We love you. Thank you. Support us. Peace.
Dude.